And so we're beginning to see kinds of new innovative ways that Bud Light is beginning to seed that market with things. They want something for those tokens. One is they're putting out, actually, you can claim if you have one of these tokens, some very cool sunglasses. And those are actual physical products. Another one that they just announced is a super VIP tour of their brewery in St. Louis. So this is a completely new way to innovate around marketing and product push. And I think a lot of companies are going to watch this campaign and see how it plays out. And it could be quite disruptive because the traditional ways of getting and reaching those customers by push marketing could be completely upended if suddenly they now become owners of these tokens and create communities around that. So that's one question boards should be asking is, what kind of innovative marketing can you drive through NFTs? Another is through product integration. Like, how do you embed NFTs into products? The gaming industry is at the forefront of this question right now. And a lot of the gaming companies are recognizing that NFTs are a very interesting way to both engage, reward fans. And it's just led to this new rise of what they call play to earn. But we're now seeing this move into other industries. So, for example, just 2 weeks ago, Alfa Romeo announced that as part of its new car, it's going to have the maintenance records of that car issued as an NFT. So that gives you a very accurate and immutable record of your maintenance, which they believe, and they're telling their customers, is a way to maintain the value of your car. So if you have pristine NFTs, you know that that car has been maintained to the highest standard. And so the resale value of that car is potentially going to be much higher. So there's some very interesting ways in which the functionality of NFTs can be used to enhance the value of the products that companies are selling. Finally, you move into training and development. Companies spend upwards of $20 billion a year doing all the things that you need to ensure that your workforce is well trained, your employees are trained, and your leadership teams are being developed. Now, the typical way that you do that is through certifications, but what if you issued dynamic NFTs? After people take training courses, there's a natural inclination to forget. Those NFTs could be used in a dynamic fashion to reward people who continue their education afterwards. And if they don't, that NFT could automatically deteriorate. So it creates this very interesting nudging effect that could be quite interesting to drive the kind of behaviors that firms are looking for, which is a greater return on the investment of their education and development funds. So I think boards have an opportunity, spurred by this new interest and, the cultural things of the Super Bowl, to ask tough questions to their management teams about how or whether or not they're looking at the full range of opportunities to deploy these technologies to drive growth and better operational performance. So that's my Curious and Quirky contribution for this month. Actually own these tokens. And so they're vested in a very different way, but they also have expectations, right? These participants to sort of push creating a community. And this community isn't just observers, as we saw in the past, where you're watching social media feeds and things like that. So this leads you into this interesting connection between you have a group of people that now own this token, and they've been able to generate, actually just in a matter of weeks, more than 15,000 people in a Discord channel of a community. So what happens now, right? Obviously, there's a firm involved in helping them execute that, but it's probably a small fraction of the pool. So instead of paying for their marketing, they actually received $5 million. Now, the NFTs, Bud Light raised almost $5 million through this campaign. Now, what's super interesting about this is that typically when a company launches a new product, they hire a marketing agency to help them run that campaign, and it costs these companies a lot of money to do that. By issuing, as well as traded on a secondary market called OpenSea, which is where NFTs are traded. And now those tokens are held by the buyers. They put up for sale 12,482 tokens, which were purchased within a day on February 4th. One example is the Bud Light campaign that just launched right around the Super Bowl. They're marketing a new product called Bud Light Next, which is a very low carb drink. And on February 4th, to drive marketing. One is around innovative marketing. And we are now seeing some very interesting ways that non-fungible tokens are being used teams. And so there are three areas that I think are interesting questions for boards to ask their management. But boards should also be interested in growth. Obviously, governance is one area. Push the management to explore new areas. A goal of a board is to be at the cutting edge. The question is how can my business generate value from NFTs? And so my curious and quirky question to this week or this month is around boards. And are there questions that boards should be asking their enterprises with respect to this new trend? How do you kind of appeal to that mass culture and also the opportunities to invest? But it also raises some questions, which are there broader applications and broader opportunities associated with crypto and in particular NFTs? And then with the crypto folks looking to move into the mass market. And so it has an element of culture. So a question is, this is obviously, the Super Bowl is a fantastic forum for advertisers to reach a mass market. Millions of people watch it. These ads are credited with driving a 279% increase in the downloads of crypto ads. And these include Coinbase, eToro, and FTX are some of the big exchanges that benefited from that. And in fact, post-crypto, there were a half dozen ads that focused on crypto. They got a lot of attention, which was the focus on crypto-related advertising. Jenny, I actually am going to riff off of your discussion on the Super Bowl ads and introduce kind of another dimension. Thanks so much.